Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. So this one's going to be my update video for troop count and defense numbers and all that good stuff. Also got a few reports that I'm going to go over. Some of them are a max hit from 11 million rally and all that, and then others are from 10 million rallies and stuff like that that are close to max, but they just don't have all the buildings. Alright, so let's talk numbers first, because that's the main reason some of you guys are going to be watching this video. Alright, let's go over troop counts first based on defense levels. So right now I have 3.1 billion troops. Now for my defense level, I do not need anywhere near this amount. I can take it set 2.3, 2.5 around in there. But that's because I have a ton of defense. And of course there is tons of ways to do your gear and switch it up a little bit, so you don't need as many troops as what I'm about to say. So what I'm basing all these numbers on is based on 1 kunai Frost Imperial mix. So if you guys are using 2 kunais or 3 kunais on some hits, you can probably use a little bit less. But the problem with doing that, guys, is with these newer cores, Black Friday Aura especially can reach 20,000 attack or more. And the problem with using 2 or 3 kunais, it lowers your defense. And if you're going to be running lower troop count, if they were to gym for all attack, they could possibly burn you that way with the lower defense on those kunais. So you need to be really careful if you guys are going to run 2 or 3. So everything I'm talking about is based on 1 kunai right now. And there's a lot of variables and stuff, and you guys can switch it up however you want. If you're going to core, if you're going to boost, all that. There's different ways you can do it. But this is all based on 1 kunai Frost Imperial mix. No boost, anything like that. Okay, so let's go over troop counts. Right now, if you have, let's say 5,000% defense with 1 kunai, you're looking at 2.3 to 2.5 billion troops. Around in there, because that's what my defense is and that's what I can cap at. Alright, let's see. If you are at 4,500% defense with 1 kunai, you're looking at 2.6 to 3 billion troops. Around in there, you should be able to cap pretty easy with that many. Alright, let's go to 4,000 with 1 kunai. 3.1 to, I'm going to say 3.5. Give it a pretty good range on that one, because the lower it drops, the more drastic the amount of troops you're going to need. Alright, let's go to 3,500% with 1 kunai. This is where it really starts jumping, so I'm going to say 3.6 to 4.2 billion troops. Wait, no, 3.6 to 4.5 billion troops. I'm going to give it that far. The lower your defense is, especially with all these new boosts they keep throwing out and all these new cores, it just gets really, it takes an insane amount of troops the farther it drops. So if your defense is that low, you really need to start working on boosting your orbs, getting better gyms, doing your buildings, anything to get that defense up. Because if your defense is that low, it's going to take an insane amount of troops, and you'll be quite large. So, let's go over some ways to boost your defense. As I said, you can do the orb boost, which barracks are a great way to get some defense. You can get up to 24% if you have a 25 barrack. If you have a 23, 24 or lower, you can probably get around 13% or so. Takes a lot of orbs, but you can get it that high. Alright, let's see. Other ones you can do for defense boosts would be the walls. I've got 50% on my walls. And I think if you're 24 or below, you can get about 40%. For the embassy, you can get about the same as the walls. And it goes the same for the levels on that one too. 24 or lower, about 45 is about the max for the embassy. If it's 25 or higher, you can probably get up to 80% as well. The altar is a great one for some defense if you guys can get enough orbs to do this one as well. I've got 24% on mine. So you can get some defense out of the altar if you want to do that. Another good way to get some defense is get as many barracks as you possibly can. I currently have 25 barracks, I believe. And I can open another plot if I need to get another barracks. If they ever have a pack with shovels in it again. I haven't seen one in a very long time. Or I probably would already have that. Alright, so other buildings that you can do that will help you during the hit is a Watchtower. You need to make sure you upgrade that as much as you possibly can, because it gives attack penalty, and that's going to help you quite a bit. And also you can get attack debuff on the Watchtower. Alright, let's see. The Stronghold, if you guys have enough orbs to do it, after you get all your defenses and stuff pretty decent, you can get this enemy rally attack debuff out of your Stronghold. And that will help some. It's not the most beneficial boost, but it will help some if you can get it. Alright, beyond buildings and orb boosts and stuff like that, you can do the workshop here and upgrade your Frost Lord gear. I would say you could do Imperial, but that gives health, and that health is just going to get debuffed, so there's really no point in upgrading that gear. And if you are in Frost Imperial with 1 kunai, you're wearing 5 pieces of Frost. So that is 125% extra defense. So if you guys can get it that high and be able to boost your gear, that's a good way to get a little bit of defense. Alright, another way to get some defense, if you guys have bought a pack recently, you can upgrade the Alchemy Lab a little bit. That will allow you to build a potion, and some of these ingredients actually give defense. Some of them give quite a bit of defense, like this one, 191. Some of them only give like 58, but that is some defense, and you can build a defense potion and use it whenever you guys need it. Bad part is it does have a time limit, so only use it in bad situations. And you won't have to spend too much on more ingredients to build those. Okay, so what else can we do to increase defense? Gyms. Gyms are a great way if you guys don't have a lot of the newer gyms. You can start working on those if you guys are wanting to spend a little bit, or are able to spend a little bit at least. Start working on getting some Aegis, Bulwarks, Elusives, anything like that, and that will raise your defense a little bit beyond the basic gyms. And that's pretty much it for defense, guys, beyond the skill tree and all that. So if you guys need more information on how to get your defense up, I have some other videos on that. If you guys have not watched them, you can contact me and I will help you out a little bit. Alright, but I'm going to move on to these reports. Alright, so I've got quite a few reports here to look at. Some of these aren't even me, so I'm going to have to pick through them a little bit. And there's the first one. Alright, so this was the 10 million hit I was talking about. I took this one without a kunai. This was just solid defense gear, and that's why they was able to burn me. Overall, I'm actually pretty happy about this loss right here. This will be a great way to score some points during a kill event. This, technically, for a trap, would be called a controlled burn. And what that means is you won on power and you won on points, and they think they won. So they would continue to hit, and you would just soak up all the points and eventually cap them when you switch. So overall, I'm pretty happy about how that one turned out. Now the next one, this one. Now the only thing different about this one, I was in the same gear, he was in the same gear. Also, he was in +5 Black Friday Persis. So the only thing that changed on this report was I had a embassy. I had a reinforcement. So that's the only thing. And that's actually pretty nice to know that our troop count is actually now starting to get high enough that the embassy is actually more useful than just orb boost. If you are 3 billion or more troops and you have an embassy, you want to try to get that embassy 24 or more. If it's 23 or less, it's only going to help slightly, but if you can get that thing to 24 with 3 billion or more troops, it's going to start to help. And you'll be able to notice some kind of difference. Like, it lowered my deaths by 4 million. 25 there and 29 on that one. So it is a pretty noticeable difference now. Before, it wasn't really all that helpful because our troop count was not high enough. But now that we're reaching the 3 billion or more mark on some guys, I'll probably drop my troop count. I'll probably just let them burn it off, set in full defense gear or something, get some points instead of just killing them off or dismissing them. But I will drop back down to 2.5 billion or so. But that is pretty nice that the embassy is now kind of useful. Alright, so this report right here is from my hero list trap, the 400 billion that I showed you in the other video. And I'll be making a video on hero list traps within the next few days, most likely. But yeah, if you guys wanted to see that, I'll be making a video of it here shortly. And that's how that one went. Okay, so this was the max guy. This was in full defense gear, and he was in plus 5 Black Friday purses. Not purses, Bacchus, yeah. And he was more set up sort of like a scout corps. That's why the defense is so high on this. And I'm assuming it had a lot of health too, which is the only reason I could explain that allowed him to walk with a few troops and why he only killed so few. Now, Bacchus in general is not that impressive of a set, so it wasn't really going to get anywhere anyways, but that's the only reason I could explain some of them actually walked. So overall, I can't really complain that I only lost 68,000, but that's the only explanation I have for a couple of them walking. Alright, so on to the next one. This one was plus 5 regular aura. And again, I took this one in full defense gear. I did not have a kunai on. If I had a kunai, I would easily cap all these hits. But that's how that one turned out, and I'm pretty happy about that one as well. That's even better of a controlled burn. If they kept hitting, I'd be fine. I would let them do that all day and eventually cap them if they kept it up for several 100 million kills. I would definitely win the kill event that way. And he's got the health on that one. So that other one was set up for more defense, which made it not kill the whole march. Alright, so on to the next one here. This one isn't even close to max, but I guess I'll show it to you guys. This one hit me earlier. This was, I think it was plus 5 regular aura. And it wasn't really getting anywhere anyways. But if you guys wanted to see that report, there you go. Let's see here. I think this is the last one for me. Alright, so this was full defense gear on my side and plus 5 Black Friday aura, yeah. So that was about as hard as it comes, and I pretty much got it right. I guessed it would be between 40 and 50 million loss, which I was okay with that. That's breaking about dead even point wise during a kill event, because during a kill event they have to kill almost 5 times what they lose, which is 11 million here, and I'm about 4 million less than 4 times that. So I won on points and power, so I'm pretty happy about that report. So I will definitely be taking hits like this during a kill event to see if I can get a pretty good mob going, and then eventually cap them when my troop count gets low enough or I get bored of it. So that's my plan for the kill event, and it should work out pretty well. Also, guys, while I got you here, I'm going to go ahead and look at this gym set. They just released it, I don't know, 2 hours ago maybe? The Onslaught Gym set. It adds 1500% troop attack and 1000% enemy defense debuff. And that's just the set bonus on it. But the gyms themselves give an extra 10% troop attack, 15 defense debuff, 10 health debuff, 30 troop attack, 5 defense debuff, 20 troop attack, 15 defense debuff, and 30 troop attack, 5 health debuff. So it looks like this gym set is starting into the health debuff. I think the next one will probably have a little bit more of that, because they're trying to push and make health traps grow a little bit. Because if you guys have noticed, the health traps are these small little guys that are taking heroes, and they're only like 5 billion power. That is a health trap if you guys see one of those. They're very small because these newer cores are not pushing health debuff very much. They have about 2000% health debuff. I think Black Friday Aura is pushing it a little bit. It's got about 2500, maybe even closer to 3000. But that's why they are able to stay so small. They'll be wearing Pegasus or something like that with all health gems, and they'll have nearly 4000% health out of that. And that's why they're able to stay that small. It's not really affecting them a whole lot. Now the problem with that is when they do release a health set, a health debuff set, there is no kunai to save them from it. Like we have a kunai, and the farther they push this defense debuff up, the more our kunais will help. So we'll be able to keep it up a little bit longer than a health trap will, because they have new kunai to take it away. And I wouldn't think MZ would release another kunai for health debuff. I think they kind of messed up on the first kunai anyways. So I thought I'd just go over that gym set while I got you guys here. Alright, so let's go over the troop counts a little bit again. Make sure you guys got it. Alright, what did I say for 5,000? Let's 2.3 to 2.5 billion troops around in there you should cap. Yeah, I think that's what I said. 4,500% around that defense with one kunai. You're looking at 2.6 to 3 billion. Yeah. Alright, 4,000% around there with one kunai. 3.1 to, what did I say, 3.5? Yeah. Alright, so stay in that range and you will most likely cap everything. On the lower end, you'd probably have to boost a little bit. On the higher end, you wouldn't have to boost at all. So if you guys wanted to choose to burn or not, just stay on the lower end of what I say. Let's see. 3,500% lower, a little bit higher, around in that area. You're looking at 3.6 to 4.5 billion troops around in there. Roughly. The farther it drops, the more you're going to need, guys. So hopefully this helps you guys a little bit and clears up some of the troop count questions that I've been getting a lot lately. It took me a while to get some test hits, but I finally got some, and I'll be able to narrow it down more once I get some more test hits. They release so much stuff at one time. I mean, they already released 600% boosts, and we barely even got 500% boost test. So they just keep releasing stuff without letting us test it first, without letting anybody even use it. So a lot has changed over the past few days, and it's made it a little bit hard to make this video. So hopefully this helps you guys not burn too bad, or at least cap a few heroes. And I will see you guys in the next one. I will try to keep you updated as much as I can. And thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.